Uh-oh. What's up? Is there anybody out there? Just nod if you can hear me. I hope my headphones connected. I don't know if they're working right, but this is just kind of a test. Let's see here. I don't know if this is going to be connected or recorded or what, but I think it said it wouldn't be recorded, so it is what it is. I don't have the paid version of this, and I'm not going to pay for it, so we'll see if it uploads. If anybody knows what I need to do to have that work, be my guest to let me know. But this is just a little unboxing video. I totally forgot about getting this package in, and it's from Severin. This is the biggest box I've ever received from Severin. It's pretty heavy too, actually. But I got two packages in the mail today. One of them was from Grindhouse Video. I'll just throw this out there first real quick. It's Married to the Mob. And this is Fun City Editions via Vinegar Syndrome. And this is out of print already, at least the slipcover. So I had to go ahead and grab it real quick from Grindhouse Video because, you know, everybody knows that these things, once the slipcover's gone, it's gone. And I've been trying to collect Fun City editions as best as I can. I have all of them except for two so far. And a couple of them don't have slipcovers, but most of them do. And Fun City Editions is like the best partner label, I think, period, that Vinegar Syndrome kind of partners with. And I've never seen this, but I got in on the slipcover thanks to Grindhouse Video. But let's get a knife. And I can unbox this. This is a big package, man. This is a big box. Again, from Severin Films. You got your orders from MVD and Kino. Yeah, dude, I got a Kino order as well. I could even go through that because I have it opened already. Kino has the best sales. But let's see, how's this open? So I totally forgot about this box set bundle. It sort of came and went. Like, no one really talked about it too much. And it didn't really make a whole lot of waves in the community. I think a lot of people didn't know the films that were in this, and I personally, to be honest, didn't really know most of them either. I think there's 4. I think I had heard of one, never seen any of them. But let's see here. What's the best way to open this? There's packing peanuts everywhere. This is always a Severin thing, the packing peanuts. What is it with Severin and packing peanuts? This is going to be a mess. Golly. Well, I have no choice but to throw all these packing peanuts on the couch. Jesus. This is crazy. So, my God. All right. I'm going to set this down. Here's the first part of the box set. They are nutty. I'm nutty for buying this because, like, I totally kind of talked myself into this, like hyped myself up thinking, oh, that looks awesome, I'm gonna buy that, you know. And it may be worth it, it may be not worth it, but there's a couple things in the box. The box set itself is the House of Psychotic Women Rarities collection. I think the packaging kind of sold me. I thought it looked really cool. I read a little bit about the films that were in it, and at least one of them seems to be completely balls to the wall crazy. I'm going to open this up and take a look at what's inside the actual box set, and then I'll show you what else comes in the package, because this is sort of a bundle. I think it was the second highest on the list for the bundles they had. You could have gotten just this, or you could have gotten the version that I got, which comes with something extra, and then there was a level above that, and that one was way too expensive. I think I paid like $100 for this. So this opens up. Very nice box. Like, this is like super, very similar to like a Vinegar Syndrome style box with that like the wallpaper there. And there's 4 individual Blu-ray cases inside. None of them are shrink wrapped, so that's kind of nice. I don't have to empty or open them all up. But this one I definitely can't show already right off the bat because there's something on the cover. I don't know if it's reversible. It's not. This is the one that I think people were talking about being the most crazy. See if I can cover this up. The Other Side of Underneath. Has anybody heard of this? This is supposedly just completely balls to the wall insane. If you look up the trailer for this, you'll see what I mean. I can read the back for you. It says, sorry, it's been called harrowing, seriously disturbing, and part documentary, part Primal Scream. More than a half century later, it remains all that and more. In 1972, the screenwriter, feminist, radical theater icon Jane Arden adapted her own multimedia stage production, A New Communion for Freaks. Prophets and witches into a nightmarish exploration of reason, chaos, and her own battles with mental illness, unlike anything audiences have ever seen. I don't know. I watched the trailer and I thought, what the hell is this? Go ahead and check out the trailer for this one. I don't know if I'm going to regret this purchase or not, to be honest with you, to be totally honest with you. That one seems a little weird. All of these films have a similar theme. They deal with like feminine struggles with mental illness in film and in horror films and psychosis type things. This one is the one that I really bought the set for, to be honest, was Footprints, aka Footprints on the Moon. And I think this is a semi-giallo film. So Florinda Balkan is in this, and she's been in other giallo films, and I'm a big fan of those. And this is a 2-disc, so that's nice. Yeah, if I do watch that before the round table, I'll try and remember to say something about it. But this one definitely seems to be the most popular out of the set, as far as I could tell from what other people were saying when it came out. And, you know, Florinda Balkan, I've seen her in other stuff. I like her in them, in the other films I've seen her in. and I'm a big giallo fan. So this is kind of a mixture of giallo and psychological horror. And it's directed by Luigi Bazzoni, who did The Fifth Chord, which I actually just recently watched that in one of the Arrow Video Giallo collections. That was a pretty good film. I think the best thing I can say about that film, The Fifth Chord, was the cinematography is like fantastic. It's amazing. The actual story, the plot, not as exciting, but it's a fantastic looking movie. So Footprints on the Moon. This one looks weird. I like bats. I bet you do. This one doesn't seem to have too many features. It's got an introduction and an audio commentary. That's it. And a TV spot. I don't know, man. This is like I wish I had more to say about this, but it's just a weird looking collection of films. And I checked out the trailers for them all, and I thought, I'll give it a shot. If I really don't like these, I'll sell them. And next to Footprints on the Moon, I think this is the one that I am most excited for. Identikit. And this is Elizabeth Taylor is in this. I remember the trailer for this as well. This one looked pretty interesting, and it looked kind of exciting and more of along the lines of something that I would enjoy, like Footprints on the Moon. I like bats, and this other one, Other Side of Underneath, I don't know about those, but this one and Footprints on the Moon looked like something that would be up my alley. I don't know what restorations they've done on these. I know that they are like, this one has never been on Blu-ray before. This has never been on a disc in America. Footprints, I think this is the Blu-ray premiere of that as well. Never been on Blu-ray. Other Side of Underneath. It's been like restored, but I don't know if it's ever been released in the past. I had never heard of it, but it looked batshit crazy. So I don't know if I'm, like I said, I don't know if I'm regretting this. I don't know if this is any good. The box set looked kind of cool. It's the same kind of deal that I had with All the Haunts Be Ours, right? The set looked really cool, and it was just so damn expensive. And there's so many movies in that set that it's just so overwhelming. I'm like, am I ever going to get to all these? Probably not. I have a hard time sometimes watching just the single disc releases that I get. I'm really trying to knock them out this month and throughout the rest of the year, but it's hard to say. I'm not going to buy a box set that has 30 movies in it, and I might never get to some of them. This one with 4 movies, though, I think I have a better chance of getting myself to put these in and sit down and watch them. The Al Adamson box set, I saw that on there as well. On some sites I've been browsing, looking at some stuff I might be looking at for Black Friday, the holiday season. I have an Ingmar Bergman box set from Criterion. It has 39 movies in it, and I've watched one of them. It's a gorgeous box set. It really is. But 39 movies is tough. Unless you really just sit at home all day and don't do anything other than watch movies, it's tough. Now, the other thing that this box set comes with sort of neat. Like I said, guys, this is completely new to me. This is the reaction of somebody who has never heard of most of these films before. But I felt like this might be a good opportunity to try something that I'm not really that familiar with as far as horror films go. So this is a book called House of Psychotic Women, the same title as the box set. And the back of this looks pretty badass, but it's, I think, is this, okay, so let me show you the back. So right off the bat, you've got possession and you've got carry. So this is a big book too. I mean, this is, you know, my hand, it's a nice size book. So it's, you know, you can tell by the name and the pictures of the examples that they're giving what kind of films this author is covering and what they're talking about, and kind of the subject matter of how women are portrayed in some of these films. Now, I'm not a, I don't know what word to use. I don't want to I don't want to get in trouble or anything, but I just thought that this was interesting. It's not like I needed this or I'm like, wow, this is something I'm really passionate about. No, I just thought it was interesting. And I just kind of looked at the synopsis of the films that this author was covering and thought, yeah, I like those movies. Possession is absolutely insane. Carrie, of course, we know that's getting a 4K. I'll be picking that up. Yeah, so this is a special edition because it comes with a CD as well, and the CD is this is pretty cool. Now, I don't know if anybody's heard of the story, The Yellow Wallpaper, and this is read by Kier Janice. I hope I'm not totally ruining this person's name. The Yellow Wallpaper, I read The Yellow Wallpaper in college in an English class. It's interesting. It's a horror type story. Not very long. It's sort of a short story, I guess you could say, about a woman who is locked in a room in her home, I believe, and she goes crazy, and it's called The Yellow Wallpaper. I do suggest reading that if you have the time, if you're interested. I think it's pretty damn cool. I remember really liking it when I read it in college. Like we read it during class, and I'm like, The Yellow Wallpaper, I know that story. I think they were actually going to make a movie about it at one point. I don't know if it ever happened. A couple of years ago, I remember hearing about that, and I kind of got excited because I knew the story, The Yellow Wallpaper, but I don't know if that ever became, if that ever went into production or not. There's the CD. And so this is basically just an audio book or somebody reading the story, The Yellow Wallpaper. Now, I haven't read it since college, so I'll give that a listen. But there's some stuff in this book. Let's see if can I show anything. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so gotta cover that up. The Brood, of course. I'm assuming films like Let's Scare Jessica to Death may be covered in this. That would be the perfect type of film that I would think would be covered in a book like this. And Let's Scare Jessica to Death is a fantastic movie. There's what the hell is that movie called? I just watched it recently. Antichrist. Yeah, Antichrist. Man, there's a lot. I mean, this is not like a small book. This is, you can see the words, you know, there's a lot going on here. Uh, Necromantic. I'm assuming like, oh man, they're going to talk about Streetwise. Streetwise is pictures right here. Streetwise Criterion Collection put that out. That's one of the best documentary films I've ever seen, ever. It's about homeless teenagers in the 80s, I believe it was. I think it's set in the 80s. And a documentary film crew just follows around these teenagers in, I think it's in Seattle. And they're like prostitutes and drug addicts, and they're like 14, 15 years old. It's an amazing documentary. It's super depressing. It's very heavy, but it is very much worth it. I even bought the original photography book that it was based on that came out at the same time, Streetwise. That's a great one. But I'm assuming other films that I'm assuming are going to be in this, like Thriller probably will be in this. Sisters will probably be in this. Man, there's just like I could go through this book. I mean, it's really something that I mean, it's actually a lot more than I expected was going to be in this book. I thought it would be a little bit smaller in size. Okay. Is that Miss 45? Is that Driller Killer? Yeah. Oh, it's Miss 45. Um, yeah. Oh, there's Let's Go Jessica to Death. Hell yeah. So I don't know. This is going to be a cool thing to kind of look at when I'm bored and just sitting here. I'll leave it on a coffee table and try and get into it. I don't know if it's necessarily like a front, like read it from front page to last page, you know, like in order. I think I can kind of flip through it and check it out. But if you're into these kind of films that are centered on like and cover a lot of like psychosis, mental illness, things like that, they happen to cover the side of from the point of view of like a woman in a lot of these. So I guess that's why it's sort of geared that way. But I'm admittedly I'm a total noob on shit like this, but yeah, this looked cool, and the films in the box set, they really are of that kind of atmosphere, and they cover those types of subjects. So I like the way it looks. I just got to admit that I don't know too much about these films specifically, but I think after looking at the book and seeing the stuff that they're covering, you know, I may know a little bit more about it than I think I do, at least with the films that they're covering. So that's it. That's what came in this set. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I can show some of these Kino titles that I got. Admittedly, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to what I just talked about with those movies, but you know, it looked interesting, so that's why I picked it up. Yeah, this Ruggero Deodato book, I think that's a cool book. There's another book that's on Orbit DVD that I've been meaning to pick up for a while, and it's a Dario Argento book, and it looked pretty cool. I don't own a lot of books, you know. I like books like this because it's kind of just a coffee table type book where you can just sort of leaf through it and look at whatever catches your eye first. You know, I'm not really much of like a novel person, or you know, go to the library, pick out a book and read it. It's just not my film is my preferred entertainment information intake. I'm more of a visual person. I just can't seem to get, like, and I've read like a couple of books here and there, but I can't really seem to get, when I'm reading a book, I just can't seem to get the connection between the words on the page and like making up the images in my head. It just doesn't work. Like I watch a film and I'm fulfilled that way with the storytelling and stuff like that. But that Ruggero Deodato book, that looked cool. I think that's probably sold out now. I think Uncle Bill got that book from Dead Pit. Not sure. So I'll go over the stuff I got from Kino. Like I said, I don't know if this thing's going to upload to YouTube. It probably won't. I don't know how it works. I'm new to this, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll do it again sometime. But the stuff that I got from Kino, while we're talking about unboxings, this is called The Wanderers. And let me tell you, this film is fucking awesome. This is a great movie. I watched this on YouTube at first. Now, Kino Lorber has a YouTube channel. I don't know if anybody knows that, but they do have their own YouTube channel, and they actually upload films from time to time. Full films. And this was one that they had uploaded. And I'm like, okay, I have been meaning to check this out because Linda Manns, you may know her from Gummo. She was in the film that Severin put out recently, or within the last year, Out of the Blue. That's an insanely high recommendation for me as well. She's in this. And this is a 70s film, 1979. I loved the hell out of this movie. It's sort of like The Warriors, but less of a... This is a weird movie. It's odd. There are parts of this that are really odd, but it worked. It's about 2 hours long. It didn't feel like 2 hours. Street gangs, high school kids that are also like outside of school. They spend their time on the streets. They got the Letterman jackets with the name of their different gangs on it. And it's just them interacting with each other. And there is a big fight that is planned. And Karen Allen is in this. Karen Allen is like, there's a picture of her right there. You might know her from, she was in Starman. That's the one that's coming to mind right now. But Karen Allen is just such a nice woman to look at on screen. I mean, she just has this aura about her. Like, she's very comforting and beautiful, and just, she's a really great actress. She's also in Cruising. I love Cruising. But I highly recommend The Wanderers. It's on YouTube. The Blu-ray is $10 right now from Kino. It's a 2K restoration, and it's actually kind of packed with features. It's not like a bare bones deal. There's 2 commentaries. There's a featurette. There's 3 different Q&As, and an introduction that includes Karen Allen and a couple other actors in it. So yeah, The Wanderers is a high recommendation for me. I really like this, and I can't wait to revisit it on Blu-ray. Apple cider. It's the time of year. This one I had never seen. Wolf Lake. Mr. Parka. If you're not familiar with him, he's been on YouTube for a long time. I found him. What's up, Stuntman Mark? How's it going? This is just completely out of the blue. I'm trying this out. I don't know if it's going to upload after. I'm not sure, but thanks for stopping in. I'm going through the Kino stuff now that I ordered. I just went through the House of Psychotic Women box from Severin. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but we shall see. But Wolf Lake, anyway, Mr. Parka, I heard of it through him. He's been on YouTube for a very long time. I started watching his stuff about the time that I started watching like Rambo Raf. And that was probably in 2008, somewhere around there. But he talked about this recently, and it happened to be on the Keno Sale. I picked it up, and it seems to be like a film about a World War II veteran who is in this secluded wooded area, hunting and camping with a couple of other people. And I think he's not playing with a full deck. He goes kind of nuts. And it seemed very intense. It's just like a very kind of a dark film. World War II veteran kind of going nuts on these people. And, you can kind of tell by the cover what you're kind of getting into with this. What's up, Movie Junkie John? I'm kind of pumped for this. I like movies that are challenging and kind of make you go, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I like movies that make you feel, maybe it doesn't have to be uncomfortable, but just it makes you kind of go, oh, Jesus, like, should I be watching this? I'm just obsessed with movies like that. I like all types of films. I'm not just a horror guy. I'm a big fan of drama. I'm a big fan of comedy films. But something like this seems right up my alley. So Wolf Lake, this is 1980. Man, 79 and 80. Great years for film. Yeah, Mr. Parker's a veteran. He really is, dude. He's been I don't know if I met him at Cinema Wasteland in the past or not. He's like a Cinema Wasteland guy that goes every single year. I have friends that go every single year. I've been there a handful of times. I think I saw him there, but I probably didn't say anything to him. This was like years ago. This was probably like, 6 years ago, maybe now. But he's there all the time. I got to get back there. That's in Cleveland, near Cleveland, Ohio. And that's a little bit of a drive. It's a little bit of a drive for me. It's not too bad. It's like 3 hours, but, you got to get a hotel. Gas prices seem to be going down a little bit now, but the hotel thing is just like a pain in the ass. And I typically don't have anybody to kind of ride with or hang out with there. So I'm like, I'm not going just to, poke around by myself. But I've done it. Savage Streets, y'all. Come on now. I had to get this. I didn't have it before. So this is like perfect timing for that to be on sale. By the way, all of these are like $9 at the Keno Sale. So if you haven't done the Keno Sale, get on it. I have seen Savage Streets almost in full. The reason why I haven't completely seen it in full is because the streaming services that have it, I don't know what source they're using, but holy shit, is it terrible. I tried it on Tubi, I tried it on Amazon Prime, and at least one other place. And every single one of those streaming services that had Savage Streets, the audio is totally fucked up. Like, it has this warble to the audio, like encoded into the thing. I don't know what, it's not my connection. It's something with the actual stream. So I never could finish it. I couldn't get through it. Tubi does have VHS rips sometimes. This was not a VHS rip. I mean, it looked okay, but the sound quality was terrible. So I can finally check this out with proper audio. Now this is code red. I always laugh when I see code red because I just remember the other code red, the old code red, where there's like not a barcode on it and it's like basically a bootleg. I have House on the Edge of the Park, and that was like a big deal when that came out. And you know what? That code red Blu-ray of House on the Edge of the Park, that doesn't actually look so bad picture quality wise. But of course, I got the Severin remaster. I need to check that out still. Because when the Severin one had come out, I had just watched the Code Red Blu-ray with a friend of mine, introducing him to the movie for the first time, like a couple of weeks or months before that came out. So I'm like, I'm not in the mood to watch it over again already. So I will probably try to check that one out, the 4K remaster, probably sometime before the year ends. But Savage Streets is, I know, I've seen enough of it to know that I enjoy it a lot. But like I said, I couldn't get through how terrible that audio was on the streaming services. So yeah, there's a lot of Code Red stuff on the Keno Sale, it seems like, or at least they've released a lot of stuff that it's got the Code Red label on it. Code Red and Scorpion. Well, this one's Code Red. I don't know. Like, I never paid the most attention to that. I wasn't really deep into collecting like I am now when the Code Red, like, big cartel site. Like, I wasn't really into collecting super heavy back then, so I didn't bat an eye at what the what labels were. Like, I had a couple Arrows and I had some Criterions, and I didn't, like, I worked at FYE at the time, like right out of high school, and during the end of high school and right out of high school. And I remember we got Vinegar Syndrome. We got the lenticular slipcover for Jack Frost. And we got like 2 copies. I didn't know who Vinegar Syndrome was. I didn't know what it was. I knew Jack Frost. I had the DVD. I still have it. But I think that FYE was charging like something like $50 for that Jack Frost with the lenticular slipcover. And at the time, again, I wasn't really like, I was into like collecting, just like these boutique labels weren't really like how they are now back then. And so I just kind of blew it off. I'm like, I'm not spending $50 on this. Like on Jack Frost, I'm not spending $50. And I regret it. I obviously regret it because that's one of the most expensive, valuable resale items you could have, is that Jack Frost lenticular slip. I just wasn't thinking, and I was just like, I don't need this. I wasn't buying a lot at the time. I transitioned to buying records at the time. Like, I was buying a shit ton of records, vinyl. And at some point during, I got really back, like heavy into collecting film again, sometime around 2018, maybe. Before that, I had a little bit of a collection, but nothing crazy. And then after like 2018, when these boutique labels really started to kind of like get heavy into releasing stuff, and the word was spreading more, and of course, Dead Pit was back and shit like that. They're, they had, they were coming back, putting a little bit of stuff out, but it wasn't until COVID that everything really started kicking into gear. And, I pretty much transitioned from buying records back to buying movies. And now I'm just kind of in a happy medium where I'll buy records here and there, and I'll buy movies here and there, but I definitely buy more Blu-rays than I do records, and I buy more Blu-rays than I ever have in my life. So yeah, I'm excited for Savage Streets though. Anchor Bay and Good Times. Now I can remember Anchor Bay from when I was a lot younger. You know, I remember seeing Anchor Bay stuff at Walmart, at Best Buy. You know, I remember when Best Buy had like crazy horror films that you couldn't get anywhere, like messed up shit that would never be on a Best Buy shelf now. Guinea Pig Films is the one I always think of. I remember that stuff. I didn't buy it. I wasn't really into it. I didn't know what it was, but you know, I remember that the Anchor Bay, some of the tins being at like FYE, like way before I worked there. But I remember seeing that stuff and thinking it was cool, but I wasn't a collector. You know, I was too young. But I got 3 more from Kino. I got 6 movies, and it was about $60. So $10, you know, you can't beat that. The next ones are special editions with slipcovers. So, Robert Blake. Bustin'. Or as it's called in 2022, it's Bussin'. Has anybody seen Busting? 1974. That's another thing I know. I've been, you know, like everything I watch, my favorites, like the 70s, as far as music and film, entertainment in general, the 70s is my favorite. So this came out in 1974. And I think it's just like a cop movie, action film. I did a little bit of research on it, watched a little bit of a trailer, looked at some reviews, kind of got a general consensus on does it seem like something I would like. And I think I will like it. So I don't know if no, okay, yeah. I was just checking something on the back. But yeah, not really any special features on this. There's a commentary, 2 commentaries, and a trailer. Another cop movie. I don't know what happened with me getting cop movies this time around, but it's another Robert Blake film. Electra Glide in Blue. And that's a sick cover. You want to talk about Stuntman? Check that cover out. That's pretty badass. He's a good cop on a big bike on a bad road. 1973, a year before Bustin'. And another cop movie, 4K remaster. It's a mesmerizing Easy Rider style social commentary and electrifying rock soundtrack. Quintessential 70s cult classic. Who the hell knows? The trailer looked cool. And that's an MGM title. But man, that slipcover, I kind of went for I had to get some special editions in there because once the Kino slips go, they're gone forever. And I'm not like essential on slips. Like I don't absolutely have to have them, but if it's there, why not? So I tried to get a couple slips in with this sale. And yeah, man, like check out the trailers for these. The trailers, I checked them out before buying them because I was just trying to get free shipping and looking for stuff that I could bump the price up to get free shipping. And just so happened that these 2 Robert Blake ones were there and they had slip covers, and they definitely have good reviews from people that I typically trust. But for these two, you know, they both looked pretty cool. Didn't get into labels until 2012. Yeah. Spent $210 on the Keno Sale. It's hard not to. I mean, I think the most I've spent on a Keno Sale was like 120, something like that. Now, you want to talk about spending? I spent like $115 on that Vinegar Syndrome pre-orders for Texas Chainsaw. Don't open till Christmas, and then I threw in one of the Fun City titles that was about to. It looks like it's running low, and I don't trust it to last until Black Friday. I wanted to wait, but the slip version looks like it might not make it. So I picked up Natural Enemies with the slip. So those things, like I was talking about earlier, the Married to the Mob, there's already people trying to sell this off and get crazy money. I don't do that. Like if I hate the movie, I might sell it, but otherwise I'm just keeping it. And I kind of want it to be uniform with the other Fun City titles that I have. So I wanted to make sure to get the slipcover with it. Now, if it was already sold out, I wouldn't worry about it. I'd just get the regular standard edition, which would just be this. But so I got the slip with Natural Enemies. That movie seems absolutely crazy. It seems just holy shit crazy. This one, though, Movie Junkie John says it's good. It's a popular movie. It's an MGM title. I know it's got a lot of fans, and from what I could tell, it looked like I would definitely enjoy it. All right, last thing on the Keno Sale was Marty. This is a 4K remaster. It's a Blu-ray, but it's a 4K remaster. This film's from 1955. I like this movie a lot. I really like this movie. I want to say it's on Tubi. And it may have been on the Criterion Channel at one point. Can't remember, but it's definitely on Tubi. But this is a great movie, man. Like if you're into 50s romantic comedy / drama, I don't know how, you know, it's sort of a romantic comedy. It's not really that funny. But it's basically about this guy, Ernest Borgnine. He's a fantastic actor, by the way. He is great in this. He's a guy in his 30s. He's never been married. He's got siblings. They're already married. He lives with his mother. He takes care of his mother. And it's basically about just everyone's hounding this guy to get married. When are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? Blah, blah, blah. He doesn't have a lot of good luck in his life, especially romantically. And he's just a really like good-hearted dude and doesn't really seem to fit in with the, you know, the club scene. It would be the club scene of the 50s, you know, dance clubs and stuff like that, where you go to the dance, shit like that. But he, you know, just something so relatable about the character. Just he's such a good actor that you really feel like you kind of know the guy. And he meets a girl, and it goes from there. It's just a really solid movie. I'm actually going to open this right now because I want to see if there's any alternate cover art underneath. But it's on Tubi. I definitely recommend checking this one out. It just stuck with me. I liked it a lot. Okay, now same artwork. Sometimes they have reversible art, but it's just the same artwork on this. But it is a 4K remaster. Not a lot features-wise. There's a commentary. And that's about it. but it was worth enough. Like I think this one was a little more. It was like $12, but yeah, Marty from 1955. It's very solid movie. So I had a busy kind of a mail week. You know, I got these all came in this week, and then I got the House of Psychotic Women today. Again, you got Identikit, I Like Bats, Footprints on the Moon, and The Other Side of Underneath. I'm gonna try to watch one or two of these maybe before the next Dead Pit Roundtable, and maybe I'll have something to say about it. But to be totally honest with you, I'm more interested now, and I don't know if a couple of you guys were in there. Ernest won an Oscar for that. That's awesome. I don't know if I knew that. It's a great movie. It really is great. It's awesome. I thought it was just one of those kind of comfort movies where I liked it a lot. But for you guys that weren't in here, I don't even know. There's only been a couple people in here, but the book that came with that box set from Severin, it covers films like Carrie, Possession, Let's Scare Jessica to Death, Antichrist. There is a lot going on in this book, and there's a lot of nudity that I can't show, but Bird with the Crystal Plumage. So it's, again, I sound like an idiot, I think, when I'm talking about this, because I don't really think I know what I'm talking about, but it's female-centered films that really cover the subject of like how women are portrayed in horror films, mental illness, psychosis, psychotic women. And, I realized as I'm talking about it that I do enjoy a lot of these films that have that kind of a theme to them, like Sisters. Let's Scare Jessica to Death is a fantastic movie. I mean, it is so good. Possession, Carrie, the movies that I keep saying over and over again, Antichrist. And I guess, I will be checking out the films, obviously, that are in this box set, but there's a newer one in here, Spencer. I haven't seen Spencer, but I have heard that is a really great film. There's Sisters. I mean, there's a lot. Shock. Oh my God, if you guys haven't seen Shock, Mario Bava. Or no, that was Lamberto Bava, right? Yeah. So this is going to be a nice little coffee table book. Listen, dude, this I spent too much for this. I think it, like I said, it was like 100 or 120 for this. There was another version that came with like a tote bag and all that stuff. And I don't know about you guys, but I say it all the time. I'm not interested in that stuff. I'm not buying any pins. I'm not getting stickers. I don't care. The film is the most important part of it. It's nice. Like a book like this, okay, I'll bite, because that's actually, like, this is not a little booklet that comes inside of a Blu-ray case. This is a hardcover, crazy, heavy, book that covers a lot of films. Like that I found worth it. But I don't want a pin for another $80 for 4 pins that I'm never going to use. Stuff like that I don't care about. So I think that's it. I don't know. I've been on here for 55 minutes with like 4 people total that have showed up. So I don't know if this is going to upload to YouTube. I really don't know. I think that because I don't have the paid version, that I should have probably found a way to record this somehow, but I didn't think about it. I just last minute decided that I would do this out of boredom. But Get a set of buttons for an extra $20. It's ridiculous. I don't know, but yeah, you know what? I'll be on the next Dead Pit live stream. I don't really make videos, to be honest with you. I, I'm terrible at doing that. I think. I mean, I just something about sitting down and like planning out a video and what I'm gonna say and editing the video, putting it all together. I don't have a good setup. I'm more about just chilling out and doing this kind of off the cuff type stuff. That's why I'm on the live streams, because I just don't have the patience, I guess, to sit and make like a video and not talk to anybody while I'm doing it. So I don't really do videos, but I'm on Instagram. I post frequently, semi frequently on there. It's under the same name, Phantasmat. You can follow me if you want. I don't know. Here's a Frank Zappa Funko Pop. I picked that up the other day. A guy that works at a store that I know, like he knew that I liked Frank Zappa, so he got me that for like $2. But anyway, I think that I'm gonna head out and I'll see what happens to this video. But thanks guys for checking this out. I'll post maybe a little bit of stuff about this on the Facebook group, on the Dead Pit group, just because that's like where there's like people that have similar interests. And I haven't seen anybody posting anything about this. Like I didn't see any unboxings, not even on any Facebook group. So I don't know how well this sold, but once I start watching them and looking through that book, I might make like a little post for the Facebook page and just take a couple of pictures of what's in the book so you can kind of take a look at it. But the book looks pretty badass if you ask me. But I am heading out. We'll see if this uploads. If it doesn't, you got an exclusive one-time only unboxing. So maybe I'll figure something else out, how to record, maybe if I do this again. But yeah, so guys, Stuntman Mark, Movie Junkie John, Ryan, Radkins, I'll see you guys at the round table. See you on Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. Peace out, y'all.